hello aspirants. Next IS is bringing a new initiative for all of you for UPSC Prelims 2025. Today we will be going to start ongoing discussions on major topics for UPSC like places in news. So these topics are very important from prelims point of view because UPSC keeps asking us question on these topics like regions in news, conflict areas, countries in news. Okay, so we need to cover them from prelims point of view holistically. And once you are done with these things, it is high possibility that you will be able to answer one or two extra question in the UPSC and gain some edge over the other aspirants. So yes, next test will help you out in those initiative as well. So let's begin our lecture on places in news. Firstly, we will start with Myanmar. So let's begin with Myanmar. Okay. So always we need to find that why these countries, then why these regions are news. So once the region is in news, that definitely it comes into the eyes of UPSC, and the region or the city, these two things are asked by UPSC very frequently. Okay, so you need to know one major thing in this places in news. What is wrong in our preparation? Okay, the major wrong that is all aspirants do is they worry about the context. Okay. This context is highly relevant for UPSC mains examination in international relations security, but in prelims examination, UPSC never focuses on this context. Rather, it just gives a city name, okay, and you need to match this with the country. Okay, simple. Okay, so this is more about remembering cities and region than remembering why this thing is in news. Okay, so this is the major thing that you need to focus on your preparation. That you need to remember the cities and region, why they are in news or how they are in news, just these things. Okay, and the whole idea of this lecture would be to help you out to cover all those section and all those regions. So all the major regions where some coups might have happened, some major issues might be happening, there might be some regional conflict going on. Okay, rebellious group might be happening, refugee crisis might be. So through this lecture, in a short period of time, I will be covering all the regions and places in news. So it will be dedicated lecture solely and solely to your prelims 2025. Okay, so let's begin our lecture. Okay, so first let's see the question which was asked in our PYQs. Okay, so this was the question. So what UPSC did? It just mentioned areas of conflict mentioned in news. Okay, so they give 3 areas in news: Donbas, Kachin and Tigray. Okay, so considering these 3 locations, UPSC asked, and if you happen to know these 3 places, okay, these 3 places were in news in all throughout the year. Okay, so UPSC picked it up. Rather than asking city name or country name, they asked the region's name. Just like in India, there might be an issue happening in the Bastar regions. Okay, so from the UPSC point of view, Bastar region as a whole becomes very important. Why? Because of the Naxalite problem. Similarly here, so Donbas. Okay, like Donbas, why it was in news? Because it was occupied by Russia. This territory is located in the Ukraine and it was occupied by Russia. Okay, so it became important news. Similarly, Kachin, was it in Ethiopia? No, it was part of Myanmar only. Okay, and considering Myanmar is our neighboring country, yes, we need to know why and all these things are happening. So briefly, we'll be discussing today about this news and all this region about the Myanmar. Okay, so first Myanmar. So these are the this is the major map of Myanmar, and if you happen to know this Rohingya, okay, this Rohingya issue is always in news for some or the other region. Why? Because of the refugee influx in India. Okay, so these are the names. So what you need to know is that these are some of the major ethnic group those are present in Myanmar. Okay, so these 2 things are very important. Okay, in major countries, one, if major ethnic groups, then rebellion groups and regions where the conflict is happening. If you happen to know these 3 things, and remember one thing, the major important thing you need to focus is that you have to remember this all the list. So these are 50-60 lists that you should be remembering before going the examination, and definitely UPSC will ask 1 or 2 questions on these things, and if you happen to remember those things in examination, definitely you will be able to answer well. Okay, so these are some of the ethnic groups of Myanmar. Okay, you don't need to remember all the ethnic groups. Okay, you just need to remember Shan, Rakhine, Rohingya, Kachin and Chin. ठीक है, so Shan, Rakhine, Rohingya, Kachin and Chin. These are the most important ones and they are always in the news. Okay, if you should remember. So I will repeat again: Shan, Rakhine, Rohingya, Kachin and Chin. Now let's see what are the issues and where they are located. Okay, so this is basically a map of Myanmar. It borders India, it borders China, Thailand. Okay, so eastern region of Myanmar is bordered by China, Thailand. Either it is bordered by Bangladesh. In upper side it is bordered by India. So this becomes very important. Why? Because of the fragile northeast India. Our bordering state Arunachal, Nagaland, Mizoram. There already we are having so many troubles. Okay, and when trouble happen in Myanmar, it get spill over to the northeastern region. Okay, that becomes a crucial issue for India as well. Manipur in India is already in turmoil for past 1.5 years. Okay, and Manipur and Myanmar both are located closely to each other. So issue in one area will have impact on the other area. That's why region in news Myanmar is very crucial for UPSC topic this year. So this year two things are very important for reading Myanmar. Why? Because there is an area. Okay, there is an area in Myanmar where we are building Seatway port for the Kaladan model terminal. Okay, so this Kaladan we are connecting with the Kolkata. So Kaladan multi-modal project is ambitious project for India. Now what has happened is that there is a place known as Paletwa. The name is Paletwa region. So this again is very region. Why Paletwa? Now why this Paletwa is important? Because it has been occupied by rebel groups in Myanmar. Okay, and due to this Kaladan multi-modal project is almost dead. Okay, just because until and unless this road builds up, until and unless this is connected by port, until and unless Paletwa region is again occupied for the Madada product, this whole project is in danger. Okay, and no construction have been done just because of this Paletwa region. So this is very important. Our government is very sensitive to understand this thing, because Kaladan project is very ambitious project for India to connect and improve the connectivity in northeastern region. Okay, so that's why Myanmar. And second, why Myanmar is important? The high magnitude earthquake that shambled the Myanmar and Thailand region this year. So because of these two reasons, Myanmar was in news, and due to this, we need to understand Myanmar very well. Okay. So just a brief, I will be very quick in answering this. Myanmar civil war. So if you happen to know, after the independence movement, decolonization era, so Myanmar has been grappling for civil war since 1948. So one way or other, Myanmar has been facing many types of civil wars since 1948. Okay, ethnic armed group demanded greater autonomy, and there is always a tussle between government versus military. Okay, which is no, so there is always tussle going on between the military and government. So pro-democracy versus military rule has been ongoing tussle, ongoing war between pro-democracy and military in Myanmar. And the reason is many ethnic groups having demanded more autonomy, more greater independence. Okay, and due to which in February 21, the military staged a coup overthrowing the elected NLD government. Okay, and due to which Myanmar was in news, and this is the reason that in 2023 UPSC asked a question. Okay, so when things happen, UPSC notices, UPSC makes a question. So we need to follow on the same pattern. Okay, and once we follow region, and it's simple, it is not that big a deal to answer these things. Okay, so now we'll quickly dig the region. What are the places in news? So this is the major thing that you should be knowing. These are the major 5 regions of Myanmar. Please note it down. Please remember these things. If you remember these 5 states, your places in news from Myanmar is done. Okay, so first we will be starting with Rakhine state. Okay, this is the most important region for Indian state. Why? Because here only the issue of Rohingya is going on. Okay, the Rohingya crisis is going. So Rohingya is minority group of Muslim community in Myanmar, which are persecuted due to ethnic violence and ethnic clashes. Okay, so Buddhist versus Muslim community is facing all the classes here. So from Rakhine state, the exodus of refugees, nearly 7 lakh Rohingya Muslims have been flooding the place. And where they went, they went to Bangladesh. And from Bangladesh, where they are coming into? They are coming into the India. So this is a major refugee crisis issue for India, which is happening in the Rakhine state. Okay. Then another state, this Kachin. Now Kachin was asked by UPSC in PYQs, which we earlier taught. So Kachin, why Kachin is important? They are the people in major ethnic community in the Myanmar region. So they are a minority group. Okay, but ethnic, just like tribals in India, they are also a minority group. Okay, they are located in the north region of the Myanmar. So Kachin state, why again it is important? Because of the religious tension, as Kachin is predominantly Christian. Okay, so whenever there is ethnic different community and they have different agenda set up, okay, and when there is a tussle between government and non-government member, so there is going to be a clashes like happening. So Myanmar is going through all this strife because of this. And for your kind information, more than 1 lakh civilian casualty has been noticed. Okay, it's a huge number. So that's why you should be knowing about the Kachin state. Then there is a Shan state. Okay. Now Shan state, pre-independence Myanmar, there was a deal, okay, known as Panglong Agreement. Okay, so in under Panglong Agreement, it was said that they will be given 2 options. Okay, to split from Myanmar, or if they are not satisfied, they can be part. If they are not satisfied, they can split from Myanmar, or they can be part of Myanmar. But it was not respected, and again the rebellious group has been active in Shan state. Then there is a Kaya state. This is in border with the Thailand. Okay, fighting for the independence and self-determination. Now finally the Cayenne state, fighting for independence since 19. So all these states are very important regions of Myanmar. Okay, so please note it down. All the 5 states, they belong to Myanmar. If you happen to know this, trust me, in UPSC examination, you will not be confused. So you need to remember once, or if you have, better to revise and learn by simultaneously in a live option. Okay, so these are the 5 states. Okay, now we have done about the Rohingya conflict. So Rohingya conflict is very important. Okay, because again, what you need to know, it's a Muslim ethnic community. Then why the issue happened? Because of the denied citizenship in 1982. So they had denied citizenship, then religious persecution happened. Okay, and the story fallout we know. Okay, again I am repeating, these are just a context to help you out, but what you need to focus is there's 5 states name that you need to focus. Okay, now the major issue with the India, the major impact it is on Kaladan multimodal products. Okay, see, this Kaladan is very important for international relation and very important for India to connect. So क्या होता है basically India में, okay, this is the chicken neck corridor through which our goods, if we want to reach from Kolkata to Mizoram, it will be taking a long and strenuous journey from chicken neck corridor from Kolkata to Siliguri, then you have to go to Assam, then you have to reach Mizoram, and it will take a long time to reach our products there. But what we are planning is, we are taking a diversified route from Kolkata. We already have a port. We are connecting this port with the Sitwe port in Myanmar, and from here by road we are reaching Mizoram through this small road corridor. Okay, now again I told you about the Paletwa region, which is 150 km from Sitwe port. Now in this Paletwa region, what is happened? This has been occupied by the rebel groups. Okay, due to which this whole project is almost dead. Okay, so this is very important. This whole map is very important for you to remember. Okay, now when you are we have done with the major regions and conflict area of Myanmar. Now from prelims point of view, what you need to know when you are reading Myanmar? Okay, first of all, major state bordering Myanmar. Okay, so Indian state bordering Myanmar. So what are the major state you need to remember? Okay, all northeastern 4th state: Arunachal, Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram. So there are 4 states, A, N, M, M. This is the land. Okay. Or in another way, you can remember it as NAM with double M. नाम का फुल फॉर्म क्या होता है? नागालैंड, अरुणाचल, मणिपुर एंड मिजोरम. These are the 4 states which borders Myanmar. Now again, one major important thing that you need to know is rivers of Myanmar. Okay, so what you need to know? You need to know about the Irrawaddy, which is the major river of the Myanmar. And for Irrawaddy, what you need to know is Irrawaddy dolphin. Okay. And where this Irrawaddy dolphin is found in India? Chilka Lake. Okay. These are all PYQs that has been asked in UPSC. Okay. So Irrawaddy river. Okay. Now I will ask, in which sea this Irrawaddy drains into? किस sea में Irrawaddy drains करती? You have to answer. Second is Chindwin and Salween. These 3 rivers you should be remembering. So from Myanmar, these are the important things you should be knowing from prelims point of view. So I will be highlighting and summarizing again. So what are the states that you need to remember from Kachin, Rakhine, Kain and Shang. This 4 region important in news, always there in. What are the sea and cities you need to remember? Mandalay, Naypyidaw, which is the capital, and Sitpe. Okay, and these are the rivers that you need to remember from Myanmar point of view. Even if you don't know the context, just remember these names and go to the examination. Okay, we'll be taking next issue in next class. Thank you.